Hi, I'm here to do a character ranking for the 2011 Smurfs film, which is a film that I like a lot, have seen a lot, and for the ranking, I am talking about the characters that have main and supporting roles. There are a lot of Smurfs that have cameos that briefly appear in scenes that take place in the village, and I felt like ranking all of the individual Smurfs, I feel like that would take way too long, and I feel like it wouldn't be that interesting to be like, well, I like this character that has a brief amount of screen time, slightly more than this character. I feel like there wouldn't be a lot to say. The characters are fun. I feel like they are nice cameo characters, but I feel like there's not a lot of depth to them, and even the ones that have slightly more than cameos, I feel like there's not a lot to say. So unfortunately, don't want to rank them, but it's not that I don't dislike them or anything. Uh, Number 12 in last place, unfortunately, is Clumsy Smurf. And Clumsy kind of feels like the main character of the film, but I still really like the film despite that. Clumsy in the film, I feel like having a character like Clumsy, I feel like it would be a fun character for comedy relief, but having a serious storyline about Clumsy, like, I feel like it's well intentioned. It's a sweet enough story. Personally, I find Clumsy to be kind of annoying in the film. I feel like Clumsy ignoring Papa's advice really starts off the conflict, and I feel like Clumsy does grow, but still not a huge fan of the character. Nothing to do with Anton Yelchin's performance at all, just not a fan of the characterization of Clumsy. 11, Grouchy Smurf. Grouchy has some amusing enough moments. Just when you have a character that is so grumpy a lot of the time, it's hard to be in the best of moods when watching the character. I do generally enjoy George Lopez though, and there's some amusing enough moments. Just not as big of a fan of Grouchy as some of the other Smurfs. 10, Gutsy Smurf, who I think was a new character. Gutsy has a good enough personality, likable enough character. Doesn't stand out as much as some of the other characters, but perfectly solid character. 9, uh, I think his name is Henry, the guy hanging out with Patrick's boss, who I didn't really notice when I first watched the film. He's a character that I enjoy more upon rewatches, though. He's a little bit more in the background, but he has some entertaining moments and decent enough screen time, so a solid supporting character. 8, Odile. Um, Patrick's boss. She works well as sort of the boss character that isn't the nicest, but isn't horribly unlikable, and she has some fun moments. There's a fun little subplot involving her and Gargamel that I enjoy, so that's pretty cool. 7, Grace Winslow, Patrick's wife. She's very sweet, very likable, perfectly solid character. 6, Brainy Smurf. I feel like of the Smurfs that are there for a lot of comedy, I feel like Brainy is one of the funnier ones. I do enjoy his character and his personality, and I think he's used well in the film. 5, Azriel. I actually think Azriel looks kind of adorable in the film. Kind of a character that's translated and adapted well, even though Azriel can be very mischievous, and I'm a huge Frank Welker fan, so all that's really cool. 4 is Smurfette. Yes, she is not number one for this particular film because the film's not really that much centered around her. But she is still a really cool character, has a lot of fun moments, and it doesn't feel like she's in the background or anything. So she is a good character, and so I do like her in the film. 3 is Patrick Winslow, and he is a very emotionally moving character. What he's going through, um, dealing with having a kid on the way, dealing with his job, and then dealing with the Smurfs being there. There's a lot that he has to deal with, and he doesn't always make the best decisions, but he is very likable and very sympathetic and is a very nuanced character that adds a lot of emotions to the film. And I really like his interactions with Papa. I think there's some nice emotional parallels there between uh, the father figure and Patrick, who's about to become a father. And then two is Papa Smurf. I love Jonathan Winters doing Papa Smurf's voice. I think he added so much sentimentality and emotion to the role, and Papa's really a lovable character, willing to sacrifice himself to save his kids. He loves his kids so much. It feels like he would do anything for them. And then he is there to give fatherly advice to Patrick. Just a very likable character. Very much feels like the heart of the film. And then number one, Gargamel. Gargamel really gets the big standout moments. Is the funniest character in the film. Hank Azaria, I think, did a really good job of being a live action character, but feeling very much like an animated character at the same time. So much fun to watch throughout the film. Very entertaining performance. So for me, Gargamel is the big standout character of the 2011 Smurfs film. So that's how I personally feel about the Smurfs characters from the 2011 film.